Hi guys, so today we're going to resume the development of OpenArthurianX6. The thing that we're going to work today is resuming the work that Camilo had done on the inventory system. This is all related to the milestone number 5. Well, it used to be number 4, but it's now number 5. And it's about dragging items and dragging items between containers. So what we have so far in the game regarding inventories is, well, if you see here, no, 1 second, let me run the project. And what we have here is an inventory for each party member, and it's pretty basic. It can be controlled using the keyboard, only in this section, this items section. You can still do nothing about the equipped items, and I believe it's limited. I mean, you cannot have more than 12 items right now. Maybe that's what I believe. I don't remember well. You can also, depending on if you're in solo mode, it shows the inventory for the different party members. And you can also, well, you can use items from here, and you can also look into the details of an item. But this is completely keyboard based. And right now, let's go to the second scene where there are more items. Right now, all items are just lying on the ground. There are no boxes or containers from where you can get items. So yeah, the idea with this, the design that we want for the engine is something similar. It's like a hybrid between Ultima 6 and Ultima 7, because you are still, well, there are going to be containers that you can look into and see their content, but they will still have like a grid system similar to this, so that they are more organized, unlike Ultima 7 where you could easily miss an item behind a lot of other items. So yeah, that's the plan. What we're going to do now is I'm going to leave this open. This is like the current version, and this is the work that Camilo had done. So this is in the old repository of the project, which is not the one that the backers currently have access to. And last time he worked was on August 2018. So yeah, let's see what's here. I'm going to I just talked with him, and he believes that it would be a better idea to start from scratch, but I've been checking this, and I think there's something here that could be helpful. So I'm going to go ahead and merge this into the current branch. First off, I'm going to just check out the branch just to see what it's like, and then we're going to try to merge it. We have some local changes here. Let's see. Oh well, this is something that we can just revert. Okay, now we are in a very old version of the game. So let's rebuild. Well, this is the server. I'm not even sure if in this version where the build script located. Oh, it was in the root. Okay. I hope it works. Oh, it did not. Great. Let's see what's going on there. Where am I? What? All right. I don't want to change these dependencies, so I think let's change plans and just go ahead and merge it and work from there. Yeah, that's, I think, a better idea. So I'm going to, well, the pull request is already created. Let's try and fix the conflicts. There are many conflicts here because this is a very old code. I don't know if Bitbucket allows me to fix the conflicts in here. No, it doesn't. So let's do that locally. Alright, so let's fix the conflicts. So there are conflicts in this file. The initialization of the UI, let's us accept both changes. Yes. In here, floating and start, we can accept the current change because it already contains what the incoming change has. And this is a big one. So these are all like new functions that have been added to the UI object. Add container, remove container. Hold on, I think I screwed up in the previous thing that I accepted. Ah, jeez. No, this one was fine. The next one is the one that I don't think. Alright, I screwed up, so I'm going to have to abort the merge and just retry. So let's check again. This one we can accept both changes. Next one, so what is this? I think this is somewhere else right now. The skybox now has that. Because yeah, I mean, somewhere when we have been refactoring this a lot, so what is this display? I don't know. And then in here, show scenes. So these are the things that are. So in general, if any of this is not related to the dragging of items, then it should not go. But I see that all of this is related to the dragging of items. So this is all new stuff. This is all things that were added afterwards. So we're going to accept both changes here too and clean up a little bit. There's some crazy indentation issues here. I have to fix that eventually, but I will not do that in this merge. We have another conflict. Yeah, this one's weird because I believe these things are, I mean, we need to have this and this start. I'm not so sure about this setting the current minute of the day. I think that has been moved to the skybox. We no longer have that on the UI class or object. So I am going to delete this, and time of day pass has also been moved to the skybox. So let's remove that as well. And now we are left with these two things and these other things which are related to that. So we're going to accept the current change on the branch, and we have one file with resolved conflicts. Now let's look into this one. So this one, layer state machine, has two new key bindings, but I believe we have changed how the inventory is activated and how the items are dropped. That's here, and drop, activate inventory, and drop item when you are on inventory. So yeah, I believe that changed. That used to be to use the keyboard handlers like this, but now it uses the things that check on the update loop based on the state of the game. So this can be deleted, I believe. And then we have this input mouse enable input mouse capture. That's only here, and that looks related to the dragging stuff. So I believe I'm going to leave that. Then this is something that was added afterwards, so both changes go in. Then we have this, which looks extremely weird and broken. I don't know what that is, and I don't know why it seems like it screwed up here, because that doesn't look like a good change set. Yeah, that doesn't look any good. So these things are needed. This is the continuation of that. So it looks like this second part is needed, but this I don't know what it is. The question is if it looks like something that the item dragging functionality would use and it doesn't, but it's not very clear. It's not clear at all. I'm going to take the risk and just drop it. So let's accept the incoming change. And then this, look at position. Yeah, this is not a good change set. But again, this is not related to the item dragging, so I will also accept the incoming change. And then here, inventory, this has changed, so we'll also accept the incoming change. That seems to be it. Okay, so here's a case where we need to merge stuff because there's this new class container that we need to assign to the mobs. So let's do that here, and then the inventory of the mob is set this way, and then the name and the alignment, that's a different stuff that's not related to the item dragging, so that's old. So let's accept the incoming change. There's a single thing here. I believe get on direction should be elsewhere, yeah. And again, this should not have been affected by the tile dragging, so I'm going to delete this from here. This is from tile dragging, and these are the new functions. So let's go ahead and accept both changes. The loader now has this container. The level loader, well, the items used to be hard-coded here. That's super old. So we drop that and just accept the incoming change. Yeah, these seem to be just like some test items. And then this inventory class. So, well, this is not an, this is like the inventory pop-up actually. So this has changed, but it needs these three new things, well, these three things. So we are going to put this here and accept the current change. And here we have the dragging. So there's like three functions for the dragging, which should definitively go there. Mouse down function has changed. It has some dragging stuff as well. Mouse up and open. Open for a given Open, I believe it's now replaced by this one. So we are going to drop this from here, and then we are going to accept both changes, and in here we have two things in the draggable group. And the inventory slots, this is okay. So we accept both changes, and this is probably going to fail spectacularly. No. Well, at least it did not fail in the build, but I doubt a lot. I doubt very much that it's going to work here. Well, there are no errors. There seems to be some buggy window dragging thing going on here, but that is new. That did not used to be there. Let's see if I change character. Same issues with tie dragging. I don't seem to be able to drag items, but I'm being able to use items. But that's something that was already there, I believe. I should have left like the current version up here, but I didn't. So yeah, maybe that would conflict with all of this. I did not see, I mean, all these changes did not include like well, when we did this, the entire structure of the maps was not there, so doesn't look like he included like some any containers in the world, but it looks like what he focused on was dragging the inventory window, probably dragging stuff between these inventory slots. That doesn't seem to work. Not really. Yeah. Yeah, there are two different things here, because one of them is dragging the actual inventory windows and the other one is dragging items. We're going to change this. I think I'm going to go ahead and commit this merge. But yeah, that works. Let's go ahead and commit this merge and push it to the remote. Well, there are two remotes. At least now the pull request should be clean. Yes. What? What happened there? That's weird. It's still showing up with conflicts. Oh, it was outdated. hopefully. Yeah, it was outdated. It's now merged. I had to do this. I mean, not sure if I'm going to continue working in this branch, but I definitively will reuse some stuff. I wanted to see like how far along it was. And I'm still not sure what's the best way to go with this. Let's see, let's try to do something here. Let's start in the other map. So in here we have some items. So let's try to drag them. Did not work. Drag this from here. It just drags the window and not very cleanly. Let's get some items. Yeah, you cannot drag them. And let's have a pair member join. So let's open this door. I don't believe you can have like two different inventory windows open. So yeah, I believe this is still missing a lot. But yeah, I think that's something that we knew already. The question if this is good grounds to start. There's still some stuff here about the dragging that I don't believe we can just discard. I mean, looks useful. It also may be, we may be introducing bugs in the merge because it was like a risky merge. So I don't really know what to do with this. I want to first check that what we already had in place to use items using the keyboard is not, and the mouse is not broken. It doesn't seem to be. So yeah, let's go ahead and reuse this. I mean, why not? We need to do a lot of groundwork first. We need to be able to open multiple inventories at a time. Right now you can only open one. Gracias. So that's the first thing. We also need to fix the inventory dragging. So let's try to start with that. That may be a good like initial thing. So first off, we have a container class, but I believe that, oh no, he put it on his own file. So there's a container class. Represents an items container. Could be the player inventory, the loot of a corpse, or the contents of a barrel. Okay. By the way, where are we using this new container thing? We are loading it, but we do seem to be using it. I don't see how. I believe that what he did was creating like a different pop-up that used this. So there seems to be a conflict between these two things. I'm seeing a lot of dragging here that is not in the inventory. So let's look into the dragging logic. On mouse down, he's storing the position of the container, and if we're dragging, then we update the dragging, which basically sets the position of the container. If not, then we check if we clicked on the top bar. So the idea, I believe, is that each container had like an area from where you could drag it. If not, then we checked if we clicked an item within the container, and if we did, then we dragged it. I don't believe this is being used, and we're going to confirm that. So let's go ahead and check the container class. Because of the way that we're packing this, it's actually not very easy to debug that. So we have to manually look into the single file that's being generated and manually look for stuff that may have been changed. But well, it's here, so let's see what happens. Well, it's definitively not calling it. It looks like there may be two different implementations for the dragging, and we're using the old one or something like that. Because I believe I saw this class being instantiated somewhere here, but when is the actual pop-up activated? We are just creating an instance of it. Open. So when I don't believe it's being opened. I think here in the player factory we are never calling inventory backpack.open. Yeah, we are never doing that. Instead, we are checking if it's open, but the actual, when the inventory is activated, we should be calling that function. So let's check that. Here, activate inventory, party member. So instead of calling inventory.open, this to-do is old. We need to call, we need to get the party member or the active mob. Get his backpack and open it. And that doesn't return a function, it's like an immediate thing. So it looks like he was moving some logic from the inventory class into this container class, maybe, I don't know. For now, let's suppose that it's always going to open, and I am not sure if we should set the state to that, because I mean right now it's completely modal. When you are on the inventory, you cannot do anything else. The keys that you press, like the arrow keys or whatever, are like confined to that single inventory screen. So yeah, I don't know. For now, let's leave it like this. Let's see what happens there. Let's build again. Announce. Okay, at least we have the new screen, and it cannot be dragged. And it doesn't have any, well, it cannot, you cannot do anything about it. Well, actually it seems like, what happened there? Let's check again. So I am in inventory mode, but the inventory doesn't have the current mob set correctly, so it's going to fail. So I'm in a buggy inventory mode, and if I press escape, I leave the mode, but the actual container doesn't close. Let's do something else. Let's try getting these items and then going to that inventory mode, and it failed, but this is because this code is old. Some of these items, well, the appearance of the item, you need to get it using a method now, a function now. So let's update this method, this function. So instead of doing this, we do get appearance. That should work. Rebuild. Someday I will fix all these build pipelines so it's automatic. So there's the potion there. I cannot do nothing with it. If I get another potion and then open the inventory screen again, there it is. So why is tile dragging not working? Well, why is window dragging not working? Or why is no dragging working at all? Let's check and see if so it looks like eventually all the code, or a lot of the code from the so-called inventory pop-up, will be moved to this container class, maybe. I still wonder, for example, how the equipping items will work. Maybe a special kind of container with slots for the different body parts. Maybe inventory will become like a subclass of the container eventually. Let's see what's going on here. It's not catching any event. So the containers here, it's calling these. Is it calling on mouse down? It's not calling on mouse down. Mouse down. Yeah, this is never being called. I wonder where it was supposed to hook. Okay, so instead of calling inventory here, in the container, alright, player state machine, update inventory. Hmm. Okay, so that update inventory is only being called after dropping something, so I guess at some point I think we need to move this into update inventory action. Looks like it. Use update inventory, I'm not even sure what it does. And I mean, it seems to only be using the drop callback. And I am not even sure if this is current. This is very weird. Update inventory, let's check into the main. What class, what's that? Player state machine. So let's see the history of this. I believe this is not working well. The inventory function didn't. Okay, so it seems like prior to this merge, the drop command was not working well. And update inventory action had the keyboard. So I believe I can safely move all of this into update inventory action. Let's do that so that it handles both the keyboard and mouse commands. Update inventory action. What happened there? What? Okay, it's case sensitive. Don't do that. So I can put this here. Let's see how that works. Okay, at least it called the function. And you can drag stuff around. Woo! Great. And can you close? You can also close. Okay, that's good. Oops, I need to close this. So that's a good start. We still got some time on this streaming today, so let's push a bit further. I'm going to hold this for a bit now. How can I close this? I cannot. Okay, we'll have to live with that. So yeah, at least we are now displaying this. I also need it to go away when I hit escape. That may be useful. Let's see how it's currently working for the inventory of the other party members, like this guy. So if I use here as the active mob, yeah, it fails because right now it's only creating backpacks for the player. So we need to also create backpacks for the NPCs. So do we have an NPC factory? Yes, we do. And when we're building an NPC, we are assigning different stuff, but we are also going to assign him a backpack. Or only if it's a party member? I believe all NPCs should have one. Actually, all mobs should have one. Maybe. Yeah, let's go one level further and assign these backpacks to all the mobs, because they already had this thing that assigned to them, so we should probably do that before. And then we can remove that from the player factory, because the player factory should use the NPC factory, which should use the mob factory. So we can remove that from here. Let's save and let's try again. Yeah, the next big step I believe should be having like a different more than one window opened at a time for the inventories. Which may also be related to being able to open these inventory screens by double clicking on here's my book. Double clicking on anything, I guess, in a party member or in anything. Well, he has nothing? That is weird. I believe he had some initial inventory. Maybe it's not being added correctly. We can confirm that. Let's pick some stuff up and let's check the inventory, and it's there, but the initial inventory is not being added. Oh well, he doesn't have anything. Doesn't seems like he does. Well, Shamino has, but he's on another map. But we can still confirm easily that. Let's just move to that map. Come here, Shamino. Okay. Not happened there, Shamino. Interesting. So when we are in solo mode, it doesn't. I mean, the status is not handled correctly. When we are in party mode, it is. Oh, multiple items. Why? I don't know why. Multiple containers on view. And can you drag stuff from one to another? Well, almost. This is something that again is old and can easily be fixed. But yeah, I don't know how that happened. I mean, it doesn't look, it was more of an accident, because for some reason, well, not for some reason, I actually know what happened. Since these windows are not being closed anytime, we are being able to open new windows. Dragging an item, well, yeah, I believe, I mean, there's something here. I will not just dismiss all the work that Camilo had done. There's even some C indexing going on here, and obviously there's still a lot of work, but I think this can be used as a starting place, or I don't know. We can start from here. But we should also decide what to do with things like the keyboard. So right now, the keyboard, well, it was meant to work like with a single, within a single inventory. So maybe we may have like something like the active inventory, and you can use tab to change that, and we need to mark that somehow in the UI. Or we can also decide to, and I guess it would make more sense to remove the keyboard inventory handling for now and just focus on the mouse one. That makes sense. So I think we're going to proceed with that. Let's go back to the milestone plan. So we wanted to be able to check different inventories, and this is marked as done, but since we are kind of remaking that, I'm not sure anymore. We need maybe a better way to do that. In Ultima 7, when you were like in this kind of inventory mode, I think I remember that you could just like pressing the number keys would show the inventory for the different characters in your party. Also, we also need to go back to show the kind of paper doll, or the inventory slots for the, well, not the inventory slot, like the body part slots for the party members. Put Mystic Sword into the bag. What Mystic Sword and what bag? So I believe the idea was that inside Ayala's hut there was a Mystic Sword, and so get a Mystic Sword, and then there was a bag. So the idea here, I believe, is that the player had a bag, and then you could double click the bag to open a new pop-up window with the bag contents, and then being able to drag that inventory item. We still have like 5 minutes on this stream, so let's do some groundwork for that. Or we could also commit these changes. I think it makes more sense to commit this. So this is a fix to make this up to date with the new. Yeah, I think we can just commit all this in a batch. because all we did here was like getting this code up to date with the latest way that things are handled. Oh yes, we need to put a to do here. And we also need to do a lot of cleanup in this object inventory, probably just blow it away or make it a subclass of the container as I mentioned. There's also something else broken here. I'm going to take note of that. The drop command is broken. But that was already broken. And yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and merge this into master. So adapt inventory windows to latest code. And push this and also merge the PR. Are my changes here now? Latest. So let's go ahead and merge it. Okay. Okay. Alright, I think that will be it for now. It was a bit crazy, but I expected it to be, since we are like salvaging all the work that Camilo didn't do almost over a year ago, year and a half. So I am glad that we are going to be able to use all that is there to continue working with this. I think I will, the next stream tomorrow, I will be designing how this should work, how the multiple window system should work, how the how to trigger this inventory windows open, and we also need to work in that subclassing of the inventory of the container, or creating a new size of container or a new type of container. I believe that he expected different types of containers to be there, so we need a new one for the inventory for the character, so that we can then drag the equipment into them. So it's going to be fun. I guess I'm going to be working in this through all the week, but this is a good start. So I will see you tomorrow.